Greetings to all life forms and life workers who have found this live demo that is being recorded. I am Samuel, the Third Eyed Lion. For this demo, I will do one card for each of the 7 decks for people viewing this in the future. And then I will start doing specific questions for you. Hope you're all having a good day so far. Peace of mind. So for those who chose deck 1, during this time of chaos and confusion and isolation, it is time to think about our thoughts, think about the mind state, and hold a calm reflection, knowing that our power lies within our mind, within our mental fortitude creates the reality outside. For those who chose deck number 2, this is just a short energy message for you. So this is the shadow people. Oftentimes we see things out the corner of our eyes. We see things move in the darkness. We see things when we're intoxicated or drunk or in whatever way you want to be. Sometimes we see these things in our dreams, in our nightmares, in our visions, and we're afraid to view them. We're afraid to understand the shadow. But oftentimes we're just the one casting the shadows. There are negative entities, but know that the power you hold inside it will conquer them. I can do that for you. And hello. Do you have a question in particular, or would you like a general energy forecast? For those people who chose deck 3, now's the time of judgment. Now's the time to know that everything is working out, that the angels and yourself have made all the preparations needed, and the light is just flowing to you. Okay, the energy of your next girlfriend. Okay. You can tell me when to stop so I can get your unique energies into the deck. Okay. So she's going to be a fearless person, someone who's very brave, who conquers very difficult things. She's not afraid of monsters. She's not afraid of doubt and issues. She knows her power and she continues. But she will be someone of influence, of stature, of power, who have a lot of love and a lot of resources, but a difficult time sharing them. Somebody who's not completely open with their emotions and oftentimes try to change the topic because they really value money, and currency is where their thought process is now, is making money. And how doesn't show the zodiac signs, not for this deck, but it seems like a water sign though, that enjoys commerce, trade, money, financial things. They enjoy it. It brings them passion. So some people love that thing, and other people like myself, it's very difficult. So she will be in the fiscal industry somehow. She'll be a fearless person, and she will have a pre-established wealth of love and commerce that she is bringing to the relationship. So it seems like a water sign, but I do not know for certain under the zodiac. Mainly because a lot of people are not typical to their zodiac. Many people who are born in one sign don't actually adhere that sign. That's what I've learned. So anyone viewing in the future who chose deck 4, go out there and explore this beautiful world, even if it's just a trail or a walkway. Just experience life and know that you are lucky, and know that great things will come when you go out of your comfort zone and you follow your excitement to see this beautiful planet. Thank you. For anyone viewing in the future who chose deck 5, bridge making. The angels are telling you that those you've had problems with in the past, those who you've had issues with the past, you have the power to make a bridge to rekindle some form of dialogue, some form of trade between you and any party, because who you were in the past and decisions you made then do not affect and are not true to who you are now. Be open to change and be open to apologize for the mistakes you've made in the past. And people oftentimes will open their side of the bridge too. Okay. Anyone viewing in the future who chose deck 6? Okay. Again, be a beast. Be a powerful force of nature. Don't let others tell you you can't. You're not good enough. You don't have the skills. Any negative, don't listen to anything that doesn't empower you. If it empowers you, then it's probably true. If it disempowers you, it's someone wanting your power or wanting you not to have the power. Either way, that's not going to work. Too powerful, you're too strong. Just force your way through. Be that dominant force of nature. Okay, anyone viewing this in the future for deck number 7? So when we spend time composing ourselves with words or dialogue or laws or whatever way that we wish to write and communicate, that's an act of spelling, of transmitting one concept into an energetic form which changes reality, which allows you to be grounded above and below. Because when you know what you're doing and you know what you're writing, you know what you're creating, it's good for everybody, holds that spirit, then the death will only bring more life. And the life will show you the beauty of the death. And just be yourself, focus on what you're going, jot it down and make it happen. Everything starts with a letter. No matter how deep it goes, it probably all starts with some form of communication. So I'm doing readings, questions in particular, or general energy forecasts. I have 7 decks. They're described in the description box. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get some water. Thank you all for your patience. You're doing live demos. I'll commit a few minutes here for you guys. If anyone would like a reading, I'm going to do some readings for people who will be viewing this replay. Or just some general wisdom that I'm channeling through. Again with the shadow people. So they really got a lot to say right now, because there's brothers of light, there's brothers of darkness, and there's the family of shadow that exists between the two. So darkness and light are the same thing, it's just a different degree. So we think darkness is the absence of light, and light is the absence of darkness, which is really not true, because there's always darkness in light, because light casts shadows, and shadows come from a source of light. All our darkness reflects light, and all light creates shadow. So when we are able to understand that the things we don't understand don't need to be understood, that's a really huge level of development that they teach us. That there are so many things in this world that are not meant to be understood. They're just meant to be experienced and felt. Transmuted and understood molecularly, not physically. I hope the day is going well for anyone viewing this in the future. There is always messages here. I appreciate those who watch the full videos. Again, peace of mind. They really like repeating themselves right now, but when we are peaceful in our mind state, and when we can hold that peace, you can see that the crystal, that when you're peaceful and you have a sense of peace, it reflects, and it kind of condenses you mentally, so when something unpeaceful happens, you will better be able to deal with it in a peaceful way. Because inner peace is not something that is constantly sustained. It comes and goes. You don't have to always be peaceful. You probably don't want to be. But when you are peaceful, it allows that peace for other people. You show that it exists. And that's very beautiful. Okay, again, with questions. Much gratitude. I'll keep talking until I get some questions here. Just keep the content going for you all. Hope this Friday is going good for everybody. Doing free readings. If you have a question, or just a general, or would like just a general forecast, you can post it there in the comments. The description of the decks are in the description box of this video. So the Druids have always shown the manipulation of energy even when others can't see it. So you can control your force, your chi, your chakra powers in your own way that no one else can. And when you can master that force and you can create that magic from the palm of your hands, it's a level of artistry, of mastery to just create from your own inner source. Just portray that outwardly really helps this universe and helps you expand. So if you would like a question or an energy forecast, feel free to comment. Love giving these out. Hello. Hi. Anybody with questions or general forecasts? This video. You can choose 1 through 7, and there's 7 to choose from. Hello. Love your username. Peace and ease is good for everybody. Okay, I'll make a list. Okay, do you have a question in particular or just would like a general reading? You chose deck 7. I'll start shuffling for you. Okay. So I'll give you an energy forecast for this month and just kind of things going on more generally to the month, but related to the time. Thank you. It's actually a reference to the Greek god Hermes was depicted oftentimes as a lion with 3 eyes. Same with the god of knowledge Thoth in some depictions. The 3-eyed lion is an old Hermetic symbol that hasn't been used for a long time. And I want to bring it back. So you can tell me when to stop, and I will give you the energy reading. The deck you chose is Life and Death, the Book of Death Tarot. So you can tell me when to stop so I can get your unique energies in here. Hope everyone is doing good on this beautiful Friday, wherever you are. If you would like more information on the decks I'm using or my services, they're in the description box. Doing energy forecast readings and specific questions as well. Okay, I'll give you the, yes. That's why I haven't stopped for you. Yeah, you can ask your question, and when you ask the question, I'll stop and I'll just give you the reading. Yes, specific questions are fine. I like the challenge. How the Gemini D has feelings towards you. So their feelings for you is they feel like they're childish around you. They don't feel like they're the king yet. They don't feel grounded. They have a lot of insecurities of their masculinity and are afraid, or femininity, afraid of their power, afraid of their strong strength. And but they are embrace of their storytelling, of their movement, of their joys, but they're insecure with delegation, they're insecure with ordering things and making things happen because they just know how to think, but they don't know how to create. They don't know how to make that real. And that is a blockage with the relationship because you are such a powerful person. They don't want to see their own power that they already have. And so when they can transmute and they become more grounded, they will hold that strength and that passion of the king of the knight of pentacles, that masculine movement of money, of wealth, and then the king of swords, that grounded masculine of making stuff happen, doing what has to happen, even if it's difficult, but it's right for you and for your whole family. So he does have a lot of feelings towards you and wants to be with you romantically, but being with you shows him his own insecurities. And that's something that he will have to work on and might be a block between you two. So, wish that was good for you. Much gratitude. Yeah, the accuracy is much appreciated. It always feels that way to me, but it's good to know to get that reconfirmation. So there's 7 decks. General love reading. Okay. I'll choose one for you. Just give me a little bit more practice. This is the Water Crystal Oracle, which are microscopic images of water molecules, which each one with a different intention, which proves the scientific theory that our thoughts and emotions affect the reality that we live in. It's based off of the science studies of Dr. Emoto. If you would like to do more research on the topic. So you can tell me when to stop and I'll give you the love reading. For all those viewing, I'm doing general energy forecasts or specific questions. There's 7 decks in the description. So it's going to be real good for you because we got passion. So when the relationship comes, it will be a very different type of passion. Passion is different for each person, but a type of passion that is longing to make things better, to improve, to not be okay with how things are, to be passionate that it will be better and better every time, which is thymus, which is your higher heart, your heart eye, which is happiness. When you are happy from inside and you hold the happiness inside in the relationship, others will be attracted to you who hold that same frequency of happiness because it's radiated from the thymus. outward, and most people's thymuses at a young age, atrophy. But with diet, with activation, they can start producing this overflowing sense of love you can feel, and that leads to the right brain creativity. So with our brain, we oftentimes want things structured and understood, but with creativity, and especially relationship creativity, it doesn't have to be understood. It doesn't have to be fully cognized in the brain to know that you're being creative, to know that you're making something and doing something with someone who feels the same way you feel. So in your relationship, to sum it up for you, it's going to be passionate, happy, and creative. And you will find these people in places like concerts, a lot of passion, crafts fair, a lot of creativity, parties, a lot of happiness. So places that, excuse me, places that hold a lot of these frequencies, you will meet someone who matches that, or they wouldn't even be there in the first place. So I wish that answers for you. So your next relationship, when it comes, it will have happiness, passion, and creativity. And with that creativity will be dialogue and interaction between you both. I'm very grateful as well. This is the newest of the decks, the one I've used the least, so every use helps tune me a little bit more. So still would like to do some more readings for you guys, if anyone's here. You can choose 1 through 7. Or if you have another question, feel free. There's more information to me and my services in the description box. I know all the people usually show up right when I'm about to leave. So, yeah, Oracle decks are really, really good for insight. And I do tell people, this is the one I created. Easy thing to do is grab a deck of cards that's not being used, get a Sharpie, and transform them into your own Oracle deck, into your own symbol of messages that you have written down and defined, that allows you to give very detailed information from the psychic realm through your own created Oracle decks. I know some people who they take images from online and they print them and they cut them onto index cards and they make their own decks that way. There's many different ways, but I always encourage people to find a way to make your own Oracle decks. Now, so this one I call Alchemy in Flight, and the principles of ancient alchemy teachings throughout history and probably before history, expressed in very rudimentary images. Cosmic Sagittarius, the archer, the man, the horse, the combined aspects of ferocity and accuracy, of movement and stableness. When we can know what we're aiming for, know what we're shooting for, we're more likely to hit that target because we can feel it inside and we hold that force and we just launch the arrow directly where it needs to go. From the Cosmic Sagittarius. I'll pull a card for, again, quick messages from the ancestors. Anyone? That's great. Yeah, that deck's pretty magic. Has a tendency to always know what to say, always know which card to show up. So before I started doing readings, before I even started studying any of this stuff, I was incredibly skeptical. Like, I wouldn't believe anything I saw. And just every day I have a little more proof that I fully can't understand what happens with these cards, but the accuracy I can very much understand. I don't know why, but I know that it's true. So if anyone would like a reading, a question in particular, or energy forecast, there's 7 decks described in the description. I'm going to pull a card for anyone viewing or in the future. The message of the Emperor. When you may feel isolated, alone, know that you hold so much more power there than just one being. The Emperor is someone who can collaborate, delegate, and see each person in their empire and each asset in their empire and allow it to help all of it work. It is not about conquering as much as it is maintaining what you already have and expanding on that in a very respectful, heart-centered way. So, uh, may you already are, you very much already are doing that energy. There's no trying. Good friend of mine, a little green guy in a swamp, he tells me, do or do not, there is no try. I agree with him because when you set out to do something, you're going to do it even if you fail. You're going to do it because you're going to keep doing it until you succeed. When you try, if you fail, oftentimes people who try, then they stop doing. The try is just the end. And I know it's vocab, but you're already doing it. Nobody tries anything. They're just either do something or they don't do something. Try is just a fake vocab word. There's quite a few of those fake vocab words they teach us at a young age that don't really mean anything at all if you actually decipher the meanings. And I do make these as general as possible. So even if you do listen to someone else's reading, some of the information may apply to you. So I'll do a day forecast for anybody viewing this in the future or right now. The main energies inside you are that of habit. So habits can be good. This is the habitual witch. So oftentimes we do things habitually. We fall into a habit and we don't even question it. We don't think about the habit. And that's where the witch comes in. That's where she takes power over you because you're not questioning the habits. You're not questioning the things you do habitually, which means you're taking the power away from yourself. It is fine to do something regularly or to do something scheduled, but the habit, if I don't do it, I'm fatigued. If it doesn't happen, then I'm sad. That is a really powerful thing that bartenders, waitresses, uh, baristas, they all use to get more tips, and they use kindness to make people fall under a habit, and the habit is that they tip $5 every day. And that's good for the service professionals, but generally is not good for the society. So I have 7 decks if anyone would like a reading again here. So I bet you notice some of your colleagues, they have regulars that come in every day, every single time to see them, maybe. And some of them, not saying you, but some bartenders use that manipulatively, and some use that in a constructive way. A bartender can be a therapist, or it could be somebody pretending to be. So for me, that's something I struggle with, because many people, they want habitual readings. They want a reading every week, and I tell them that not a lot's going to change from week to week unless you are doing a lot of work to make things change. And then you can get weekly readings, but most people don't put that work in. So there's, I say, 4 types of witches that I've seen. So there's the habitual witch, which I described, and then we have the sorrow witch, who's blinded by sorriness. She makes people say they're sorry. She forces apologies. She forces negativity on others. So those are the 2 types of negative witches. And then the 2 types of positive witches I also have in here is the Earth Witch, Mother Earth. Someone who uses green magic, uses green connection to the planet. And then you have the Mystic Witch. So often called the Gypsy Witch. So she usually has some form of sensory issues. She maybe can't see perfectly or hear perfectly, but that heightens her psychic senses. And she uses her intentions and her power to create magic in this world. It does it in a way that doesn't disrespect people, but holds on truth. Yes, I really think bartenders and all types of service professionals are very needed in this society. Same with witches. There's there's going to be just witches, wizards, whatever you want to call it. There's usually 4 aspects that I found to everything. There's 2 positive, 2 negative, and to some people the positive are negative, and to some people the negative are positive. So it's just a matter of perspective. So a witch is, I say, a compliment personally, but others don't see it the same way. And to your comment, all habits can be broken by just deciding to start a new routine instead of the habit. So I have a knack to grab my buddy here pretty much always. So this is Thoth. He's the ancient Egyptian god of knowledge, writing, music, thought, words, and all form of communication. And I have a knack to know where he is at all times in the deck. I can see his aura and feel the energy of the wisdom. And he says to you all, viewing this in the future or viewing it now, that everything you've ever wanted to know and learn, you already have inside you. You just have to remember it. And it's not about learning, it's about remembering, because knowledge exists inside you, not outside of you, is his wisdom. Yes, Amanda, you will be next if you would like. You can choose 1 through 7. Yeah, I noticed alcohol is a really good truth serum. Okay, do you have a question in particular or just like an energy forecast? You chose the Angel Oracle. The angel's coming in really strong for you. Will Sophie come to America? Okay. You can tell me when to stop so I can get you and Sophie's energy in here. There's no coincidences, so when people are far away, I think we're connected more so than this one life. I'm in a long distance relationship myself, and it's difficult, yeah, but oftentimes it really shows the power of love for me. So the angels say yes, she will come to America, but it's not going to be a fully positive situation. So we all have dreams, we all have things we want to accomplish, and the angels will support us once we make the action. Dreams are nothing until you make action towards those dreams. And still, no, same with good intentions. Your good intentions mean nothing unless you have good actions. So they want to come to America and they plan on it, but the act of it will not be a full positive experience. They're not going to be able to laugh at themselves, to laugh at the issues of transport, of moving, especially during this global time. But the cool thing is they will be able to express what they want to do when they see you and what they want to do in America, what their dreams are. They will have a good view of it. They will just have to find a way to make it practical, to do those things in life instead of just thinking about them. And beginning to laugh at yourself and to be joyous. So I think that might be the lack of laughter. So there's a good chance they will come to America, but they're not real. They're thinking about it more than they are actually planning for it. It's more so something that's talked about than actually something that's legitimately planned, scheduled. And so the difference is someone says, I want to go get an ice cream, and they don't get the ice cream. Where someone else says, I want to make my own ice cream, so they go to the store and they buy everything they need to make their own homemade ice cream. Those are two different schools of thought. They have the same dream, they have the same intention, but one is willing to act on it and one is willing to just think about it. So I hope that gives you some clarity. It seems like Sophie is more words than action. So I can do some more for anyone if you're here. And thank you. I have 7 decks laid out. 3 of them are tarot, 4 oracle, and doing energy readings or general forecasts, or general questions, if you would like as well. So anyone here or viewing this in the future that wants to improve their psychic abilities and feel like they have a better sense of the senses, I recommend everybody is practice. Just spend time with your medium source and just experience it uniquely. Have laughter, games, different things that make you happy, because I realize when you're enjoying learning, you retain more of what you learn if it's an enjoyable experience. Okay, anyone here now or in the future? Your alchemy message is, don't be afraid of the aliens. Everyone's talking about aliens. There's going to be a lot of talk about aliens. They're already here. So this is the terrestrial alien. So these are the beings that take human form, or that pretend to be human, or are in the skies or in the water. They're around us. They're always here monitoring us. They're in the trees. But we oftentimes don't want to see them because they shock our perception that we're the only people in the universe. And these aliens, as we call them, are not alien at all. They're just like us. They're entities that exist mentally, creatively, and emotionally, just in a way that we don't, just in a different spectrum than we do. To be honest, we're probably more alien than they are. But we don't want to think about it that way, because as humans, we see things from a human vantage point. So this alchemy message is know that you probably already met an alien. If you're watching this video, you definitely have met an alien. Hi. And there's so much more than this one planet. And when you think about your problems and the issues personal, isolated to you, understand that those problems don't exist once you leave this planet. Once you go to another world, go to a different universe, these petty human issues that cause so much pain, they really don't exist. It's just unity. It's just everything is vibrating, and each vibration affects each other's vibration in a sense of unity mind. So that's the message from the aliens. I know that's a little complex. Just comment your next up for reading. You can choose 1 through 7 and have a question in particular, or just an energy forecast. Just to give a little personal story here with that last alien card. Reason why I put it in this oracle deck is I had a stuffed animal that looked just like that card. He was a green little alien guy, and his name was Alien Eyes. He was my favorite friend, the protagonist of all my imagination stories. What do you need to know right now? Nice. And deck 2 already shuffling for you, so you can tell me when to stop. And what do you need to know right now? So that's a good question. Through my studies, I have found that that's the favorite question for the decks, is what most do I need to know about myself right now, is the question that the decks like more than any other questions. Okay. I'll stop when I feel compelled. And what do you need to know right now? Okay. So one thing you really should know is Jesus loves you. I know you've probably heard that before, but it's a lot more than that. Where this is the cosmic space Jesus, the Christ force that exists on all planets. So Christ has the ability to magnify food, to heal all elements, to just have complete atomic mastery. And so when you begin to hold that sense of mastery within yourself and you have that cancer, that energy of the crab, the movement that no one else moves like you, nobody else speaks like you, nobody else thinks and acts like you, because you feel compelled to service to others, to absolve others of things they didn't know. But with Scorpio, oftentimes that's misled and misconstrued. People may see you as, a hard-shelled, venomous person, but that's not who you are. You're somebody who's focused, deliberate, and loving. I'll pull one more for you. The 7 Hermetic teachings. The 7 teachings of Hermes. First one, main one I'll tell you, all is mind, all is mental. When you can master your mental thoughts and have complete mastery of how you think and feel, the world just opens up huge for you. There's no more separateness. There's no more poverty. It is just knowing that you are wealthy, you are successful, and you hold the Christ force inside you. And others may label it as whatever they want to label it as, but know that it is service, it is kindness, it is understanding. And that's who you are right now. Much gratitude. Thank you for the subscriber. I have a good backlog of content here on this channel. If you want to go through that, some of it might resonate with you. Thank you for your compliments, Sue Jones. If you would like a reading, you can choose 1 through 7. The decks are described in the description box. Okay. So Magic Oracle for you. Do you have a question in particular, or would you like an energy forecast? Hope you all are doing good on this beautiful Friday. Okay, I'll give you an energy reading here. You can tell me when to stop so I get your unique energies into the deck. Okay. So you're going through a very potent time of sleep, of rest, of isolation, of being by yourself, of resting and recuperating. Oftentimes we think sleep is a negative thing. We think it's something that is preventing us from expanding. But what it actually does is gives us the opportunity to cut out things that doesn't serve us anymore. But when we don't want to make the cuts, we cause so much pain inside because we're unwilling to face the scissors to cut out what doesn't serve. And oftentimes in sleep, we have a shamanic experience, a feeling of connecting to the cosmos. But oftentimes we don't acknowledge our dreams, we don't acknowledge our feelings because the concept is so strange, you can't tell anyone about it. Just know, Sue Jones, you are going through a shamanic experience, a spiritual awakening of becoming more than you ever have before. And just trust the sleep and know that the sleep is good for you and will help you through this transition. Hey, I'll add you three to a list right here. Thank you, Sue Jones. Wishing you well in this next month. Okay, and Lee Jones, you will be my last one for the day. Or for this session. I might do another session later. Okay, Maria, if you want to choose 1 through 7. Yeah, I wanted to get you involved in this last one. I saw you a few days ago. Couldn't get you in, so thank you for coming back. Do you have a question in particular, or would you just like an energy forecast? Your choice. I can do energy readings or specific questions. How does Peter feel about you? Okay. You can tell me when to stop so I can get yours and Peter's energies into this deck. You chose the Angel Oracle. Okay, so Peter sees you as a successful person, as someone who's able to be successful even when others can't, in industries where others can't. And these are qualities that Peter very much wants for himself, but is learning through you as well. He sees your courage. You're not afraid of what people are going to say or do. You're committed to what's happening and what's going to be, and you make it so. Last thing, he sees you as someone who's aware, who holds awareness. Get ready for the magic. It's out there if you're aware of it. So he sees you as a confident, aware, courageous person, and as someone who he wants to learn from and collaborate with, because these are all really good qualities of a business partner, of somebody to share in a endeavor, because you really want them to not be afraid. You want them to know that they're already success, and to know that they're aware, to not make mistakes, to not underseed you. So he sees you as a very strong force in his life and as someone he wants to learn from. But he has a lot of respect for you. to answer your question. Okay, you can choose one of the decks, 1 through 7. There's a lot of cosmic stuff going on globally. And as we can better understand our life here, things make more sense from a cosmic or planetary perspective. So you both chose the Book of the Dead Tarot. Okay. Does R still love you? Okay. You can tell me when to stop so I can get you and R's information energy in here. Hello, Heat Journey. Okay, so yes, 100% he still loves you, the lovers. It is really powerful here for you because you both hold the key to that love, but you're not looking in the same direction. And you're blinded by the light of the love. And oftentimes that prevents the full grounding, the money, the wealth to flow. But it will happen because one of my favorite cards, the Ten of Swords, when you are grounded above and below, and when you can soar as the moth, other people may see you as a symbol of death, may see negative or false things about you and who you are. But what you're actually doing is bringing a blossom, bringing a pollination through this world. You're bringing people together and you're sending new energies and new light. So he does still love you. He just has to find the way to love himself equivalent to how much he loves you. Because if those two are not equivalent, then the key will never be in the lock. You will never be able to have that love if he doesn't love himself as much as he loves you. But yes, he still does very much love you and wants to marry you and be with you forever. But he doesn't know how to do that for himself yet. But he's learning, and it will happen very soon. Okay, Lee Jones, you'll be my last reading for this session. Anyone else, if you would like a reading, I plan to do these every day. And you can send me an email. I can give you email demo readings as well. And I do half-hour sessions. Okay. Do you have a question in particular or just like an energy forecast? Wealth reading. Okay. Okay, you can tell me when to stop shuffling. Good choice. This is one of the decks that's the most clear with wealth. Like a lot of ones are kind of Most of the oracle ones don't really deal with wealth, but tarot usually does. So that wealth you already have inside of you, and you know how to put that suit on, to play that role, to be that character, to make that wealth. But oftentimes that causes us to hold our love, hold our emotions in. And oftentimes when we are fully emotional, it actually adds to our wealth quotient, because that emotion can translate to wealth. But when we feel like we have so much and we just start spilling our love and holding on to our love and being that man in black, we don't have that aspect of love with us anymore, even though it's so strong inside, because we don't give it the energies. Same with social gatherings. When we're focused on wealth and commerce, we just do what we always do. But if you go to a party or a marketplace, you could actually network and add to your wealth quotient and add to that pinnacle energy. But know that the chariot is always going in two directions. There's the directions of social and then the direction of isolation. And there's money in both. There's wealth in both. I'll give you one more card here. Yeah. And all that wealth will come with a female business partner who's openly loving. They don't have to be a strong partner, it might be a silent partner, but someone who is supporting with love and care, which will help you with the wealth. And that emotional love they freely give to you. And just know that you can accept it and you deserve to be loved. And when you do love, abundance is everywhere. Money is everywhere when you are the love, because love is everything. So I hope that answers it for you. There will be wealth coming to you, but it is not a fiscal wealth. It is a emotional, loving, communal wealth. So much gratitude to you all. If you would like more information about me and my services, or would like to schedule a booking, links down there in the description. Plan to do these at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. So stay tuned. Much love to you all.